Hey guys, this is Versus Z bringing you a video review of Marvel Universe Modular Armor, or a lot of us know it better as the Bleeding Armor Iron Man. This figure comes from the new Marvel Universe series where you have here's the packaging real quick, where you have the shield logo. It's more metallic, and you also have these star patterns that go back here. So it's a brand new series. It's called Series 3, and this figure is Series 4. So basically, it makes if you've been keeping count of this different series, not counting the different packages and stuff, this is technically series like 11 or 12 or something like that. There's been a whole lot, and I think this is the first wave of figures. You can also check out the packaging. You got Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, on the corner there. So, uh, very nice new box art here, and then you have like a nice clean image of modular armor Iron Man there. There's also a new artist for these new boxes, so I kind of like these. They kind of give off a cheap look to them, if you know what I mean. But it's simple. There's nothing too spectacular about it. It doesn't come with those extra little file cards. Sorry, I've been covering the figure. It doesn't come with those extra little hidden file cards with the trading cards anymore. It's just simple, no BS, straight to the action figure with the packaging, and comes with the accessories. Um, so just take a look at the figure real quick. If you're a Marvel Universe fan, you're pretty aware that paint apps is something that you really got to look out for. But with this particular figure, the modular armor Iron Man, um, the paint apps are just amazing. The detailing on this guy is just this is really great. And there's all these little, I guess, arc lights all around the figure. You have some here on the thighs, very well painted. You have two small ones in the back right there. Like right there, I don't know if you guys can make that out. You have a few on his chest area along with the main one here, and they're all wonderfully painted. They're just really wonderfully painted. And then just throughout the body itself, you have lots of gold overlapping, or not overlapping, but a lot of gold trim with some of that metallic red. Very good paint apps. There's no overlapping. There's no imperfections in the paint, at least ones that I could find. It's just great. Oh, and there's more arc lights here on his hands there. So really great. Even the eyes are great. And one thing I was looking out for when I was trying to find this figure, I noticed that these figures are peg warmers for some odd reason, and I don't understand why. This particular figure here is really good, and I'm guessing people are afraid that it's like it's got it's another Iron Man figure. It probably has the same bugs or things that a lot of the other Iron Man figure molds probably they probably didn't like, or they probably were just tired of different molds. But this one is a whole new mold, and I'll get to why in a second. So paint apps is just really great. Speaking of accessories, if you're a Marvel Universe fan, you already know that they come with these little um, figure stands. It says Marvel. It's engraved there with Iron Man #4. So basically saying that this is the fourth #4 in the Series 3 line. Um, so yeah, there's that, and then it also comes with if it's anything that I don't like about Marvel Universe figures or any of these Hasbro figures, is their stupid accessories. The Ever since the very first Iron Man figure from Marvel Universe, it's always had these little cone clear blast effect parts, and they look good, but the way that they're executed, the way that you use them, it's not really all that great. And you can even tell by looking at the package right there. You can kind of see that it just clips onto the wrist, and it looks cool from an angle. I won't. I'll tell you that it looks cool from an angle, but just the way it works, sometimes the cone gets too heavy and it just kind of swings down. Just the weight of the cone kind of swings it down, and then you lose the effect. They're cool, but they just don't work right, and I just prefer to just leave that in the box. And I'm actually going to ask this question to you guys. For those of you who are fans of Marvel Universe figures or any of the other Hasbro 3 3/4 inch figures, and if you're a fan of Iron Man, what would you prefer? Would you prefer these Iron Man figures to come with those clear, funny looking blast effect parts, or those other missile launching accessories? Which would you prefer? And I'm seriously asking this question. Bonus points for video responses. So anyway, back to the figure. So it comes with all the accessories that you basically need. Nothing, like I said, nothing extra. It doesn't come with the trading cards or the hidden files anymore. I always threw those away. So it's just straight up action figure with accessories and everything else you need, like this thing. Now, for the articulation, now the articulation really, it just blew my mind, and it sold me on this figure even before I bought it myself. So, I've watched reviews first before buying this, and I was really, really impressed. So it still comes with the ball joint torso. It still has the ball hinged elbows, swivel at the bicep. You have a hinged elbow, doesn't rotate. The wrist rotates. You also have the ball jointed hips, double jointed knees, so you get that much of a bend. And 3 points of articulation that really sold me on this figure. Um, Check it out. So the head, it's on that ball joint that, and I haven't had a Marvel Universe figure since the Hammer Files Extremis Armor, the House of M Spider-Man, and then Luke Cage. So I'm not sure if I probably missed out on any new bits of articulation here and there. So um, the head is on the ball hinge joint that a lot of the Iron Man 2 movie figures had. So that's really cool there. You also have this cut at the thigh, so you get a thigh rotation that helps with articulation by a lot. And one thing here, if you're a Star Wars figure fan, then this might appeal to you. Or especially if you're an SIC Kiwami Tamashi fan, then this is definitely familiar. So instead of the typical um, hinged feet that don't really do much. They can only go up and down and maybe wiggle a little bit. These have the hinge. Sorry, that's my phone. These have the hinge there on the ankles, but there's a peg that goes into the foot, which allows for some wiggle there, just like that. So very, very similar to SIC Kiwami Tamashi figures, the way their ankles work. So that's really great there. So like I said, it allows for a lot of posability. This is one of my favorite poses to keep him in. Obviously, he might need to be on his little figure stand, but this is one of the. These ankles and the way the legs move, just the whole articulation in general is the main reason. That is the main thing that sold me on this figure. It's a really great improvement, and I hope Hasbro incorporates these ankles in future molds, hopefully in like Spider-Man molds. I like the Spider-Man designs, the comic designs especially. I just don't like the way his ankles work, and I can't really get Spider-Man to do these very Spider-Man like poses, and I know that doesn't make sense. How does Spider-Man not look like Spider-Man? Well, if you have the figures and you try to pose them in a really, dramatic, very comic book, straight out of the comic book like pose, then it's kind of almost impossible. But yeah, that's why I'm hoping that these ankles are more incorporated in any of the future releases. These really help a lot. So with that said, I can definitely recommend this figure to Iron Man fans, Marvel Universe fans in general. If you haven't gotten into the Marvel Universe line, if you're very curious, this might be the figure for you. This is really great. Articulation is great. Paint apps are wonderful. It's easy to get. It's about if you can find them nice for $6.99, that's great. They also go from $7.99, $8.99. I wouldn't pay more than the $8.99. That's the limit for these guys, unless you're really out on the hunt for them and you only happen to find the one you wanted for that price. Then that would be the only reasonable. That would be the only way to pay for it, and it'd be a reasonable price, only because you really want it and you have no other option. But like I said, I wouldn't pay not more than $9 for this. But this figure I think, would still be worth it. Like I said, so Iron Man fans, Marvel Universe fans, if you haven't picked this up, please go do so. If you live in my area, there are a whole bunch of places where you can find this. And like I said earlier, these for some reason are peg warmers. Don't know why, but if you're out there looking for it, you'll definitely find it. So don't worry about not finding it if you're out looking for it. So with that said, this is the video review for Marvel Universe Modular Armor Iron Man. Thanks for watching, guys.